This very video we shall be attending to some very few numbers of quiz, and these various quiz is going to be based on the topic which is delineatore per la strada senso unico. Delineatore per la strada senso unico. So when we're talking about delineatore per la strada senso unico, so in English this is talking about a reflexive equipment used on the on one way road. So we have some few numbers of quiz to quickly attend to based on this very topic. And number one question says, so when we're talking about delineatore, this very symbol here is known as delineatore. So this very one is an equipment used on a road known as one way, and the purpose of this equipment is for reflection, and it functions the more with the help of light in your vehicles. So, and that is for that. And in our previous lesson we started by saying that when we are talking about delineator, which is this reflection equipment, so we have them in different forms. So where we started by saying that the one of them Doppler sensor is one of the category. We have the one for sensor UNICO, which is this very one. We said that the one for Doppler sensor, when we are talking about the one for Doppler sensor, so it is more or less like something like this. We can see it. This very one is for Doppler sensor. We can see it. Now, this is for Doppler sensor, while this one is for sensor UNICO. Now, you should be able to differentiate between the one for Doppler sensor and the one for sensor UNICO. So the one for Doppler sensor has red light and white light, and while the one for Doppler sensor has a red color, red reflection, and a white reflection, while the one for sensor UNICO has yellow reflection. So take note of these very things so that whenever you come across something like this during your quiz, you should be able to differentiate, the one for Doppler sensor and the one for sensor UNICO. So because of time, let us quickly go through the quiz. Number one question says, i delineatori raffigurati sono usati a lati della carreggiata di strada senso unico. So, vero o falso? Vero o falso? So, the answer to this question is vero. Let's see. You can see it. The response is vero. Now, let me explain to you the reason why this very quiz, is vero. Now, it's talking about delineatore. It says il delineatore raffigurato is talking of this. It's talking about this. This is the delineatore that we are talking about here. It says sono usati ai lati della carreggiata di strada senso unico, is used on the road known as one way. And it's vero, because I said this very one is used for sensor unico, while the other one is for Doppler sensor. So take note of that. We have another question which says i delineatori raffigurati sono visibili solo di notte. Vero o falso? The answer to this question is falso. Let's see. You can see it. The answer says falso. Now let me explain to you the reason why this one is falso. First and foremost, it says i delineatori raffigurati is talking about this. It says this equipment, this reflexive equipment, it says sono visibili solo di notte. Sono visibili solo di notte. Is only visible during the night. Which means, in other words, to break it down, it can only be seen during the day, which means during the night, which means in daytime you can't see it, which means in daytime the function of this is useless and it's false. Both day and night is always, is always useful and is always visible. So take note of that, and whenever you are answering any quiz and you come across something like this, visible solo di notte is always false. Is visible both day and night. So the reason why this one is false is because of this word that is here, solo. Whenever you come across this very word solo, solo simply means only. And again, if you come across another word which is soltanto, sometimes they might, make use of the other one which says soltanto or soltanta, whatever. So soltanta, soltanto, solo, sola, so solamente or whatever. So it talks about only. So take note of that. And again, we have another question. This very one says I delineatori raffigurati sono posti al centro della carreggiata. Vero o falso? The answer to this question is falso. It's falso. Because it says centro della carreggiata is falso. Let's see. You can see it. The response is falso. Now we explain to you the reason why this very one is falso. I will explain to you. It says, first and foremost, it says il delineatore raffigurato. It says this reflexive equipment referred there is talking about this. It says sono posti al centro della carreggiata. So it's always found in the middle of the road. The centro simply means middle of the road, and it's falso. Is never placed in the middle of the road. So you can only come across it in both sides of the road, sometimes on both sides, sometimes on one side. But in center of the road, which is the center of the road, is impossible, because when it's there, it may cause an obstacle. So it's always found in this manner. Now let me show you something. You can see it, side of the road. You can see it. So they place it in the side of the road, not in the middle of the road. So that is the reason why this very one is false. Take note of that. Another question, it says I delineatori raffigurati si trovano prima di un attraversamento pedonale. Vero or falso? So the answer to this question is falso. Now, why is it falso? So let me explain to you. You say delineatori raffigurati. So this reflecting equipment, that is referred here, this very one, si trovano prima di un attraversamento pedonale. This very word si trovano simply means it's found prima, before the zebra line, before is found before the pedestrian crossing line. So when we are talking about prima di attraversamento pedonale, they are trying to say that this very sign, this very symbol here, is found before the pedestrian, the pedestrian crossing line, with the one commonly known as the zebra line. It's talking about something like this. It's talking about something like this. That very sign that we saw there, so it's always found before this very sign. No. So the sign is not talking about attraversamento pedonale, because it's not it's not a segnale di pericolo. So a warning sign, no. So it's not as a complementary sign. So this is the reason why this very one is false. So it says attraversamento pedonale. No, it's not talking about something like that. So take note of that. And another question again, it says i delineatori raffigurati servono a visualizzare meglio il addannamento della strada. It's talking about something like this. Vero o falso? I delineatori raffigurati servono a visualizzare meglio il addannamento della strada. Vero o falso? The answer to this question is vero. We can see the response is vero. Now, why is it vero? It says i delineatori raffigurati, this reflection equipment that is referred here is talking about this, servono a visualizzare meglio. It helps, you know, to view well on the movement of vehicle on the road. So it helps you as a driver to see very well on your movement on any road that, you know, that has this very sign. It helps you. It enhances the view of the driver. It facilitates the movement of the driver on the road. So in terms of poor visibility, in terms of you know, in terms of dew, in terms of snow during the night, it helps you, you know, for a proper direction. It helps you to see very well. It helps you, you know, to have a preview of the danger ahead of you. So take note of that. Lastly, before we round up, it says i delineatori raffigurato sono posti su strada doppio senso. You can see it here. So, vero or falso? The answer to this question is falso. Why is it falso? The reason why it's falso, it says because this very one, sulla strada doppio senso, it says this very one is found on double way. No, it's only found on one way. So when we are talking about this one is always found on SENSO UNICO. While the one that has you know, red and white reflection is always found on doppio senso. In a situation whereby they say that this very one is found on doppio senso, is vero, but if they say that this very one is found on SENSO UNICO, is falso. So this one is for SENSO UNICO, while this one is for doppio senso. So this is the reason why this one is falso, because the response is i delineatori raffigurati. So this very you know, equipment that is here, so it says sono posti sulla strada, so is found on doppio senso. Doppio senso simply means double lane, a road which permits the transit of vehicles, you know, on both way. Which means on this very road, when you are driving, there is you know, there is a possibility of another vehicle coming in opposite of you in the same road. So while the one of SENSO UNICO is a type of road whereby there is no other vehicle coming in opposite of you in the same road. So in SENSO UNICO is just one way, one lane. So you are the one that is permitted, only you can drive. So that is for that. So this is where we will be ending our lesson today because of time. So hopefully I will see you in our next class. Please, if you have any question based on this topic and even outside this topic, please notify us under the comment section. Just drop your question. So we are always available to answer you. Drop any question at all. If you have any question to ask, so always, you know, notify us under the comment section. And again, if you have anything at all in respect to this very topic, based on this very topic, please, you know, you can notify us. Our email is always there, our phone number is there, so, and a host of others. So thanks for watching our video. Please remember to subscribe, and if you are yet to click on the notification button, please try and do that. so that whenever we have any videos, you will, you will always be notified.